You don't want to be the queen?
Who's the queen? What's her name?
Queen Gertrude, but it just says queen right now.
There is. She gets like one line. I want to be somebody more important than that.
Okay, well, let's see.
You
if
could
we
be
can
the
figure it
corn
out.
man.
You could be Polonius. I believe he is in their scene.
Polonius. Let's see who he is.
You could be the king after I read his giant one.
Yes.
Horatio's important, and he has a lot of lines a few pages in.
Actually, that's
All right, so the first question on scene two is what's our setting? So I'm going to let you look at that.
The
Look at your
castle.
yes, where in the castle?
Denmark's court.
Yeah, we're
Trumpets
inside.
of
We're in the main
heralds
room.
Enter
Where's that light
of
coming from?
Claudius.
Oh, what? No, it's cool. I like looking at it.
New king, Gertrude, blah, 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 blah.
So write down number one in scene two. Is it still there? Write down our setting. We're inside. We're in the court, which we can call the throne room, the main room.
Thank you.
Write that down.
Wait, where?
Number one.
Wait, what did you say?
Number one, we're inside in the court, which we can call like the throne room.
What's number one?
Oh my gosh, we're inside the castle.
In the castle.
In the castle. In the main room, the throne room. Put your laptop down.
Bruh.
Me? I wasn't even on it.
Oh, I just saw your eyeballs look at it.
I was up the whole time.
I know, I just noticed. Are you ready? All right, everyone's here. King is here. Let's look at her.
Hey, where'd
The
that go?
king is here.
Oh,
Boop, boop, boop. Our
Isn't
queen.
he from Star Wars?
This guy?
Damn.
Not that I'm aware of.
That angle, he looks like
Walker.
Also, so, oh man, will you shut that too? Now it's in Bryson's eyeballs too. Now that your eyes are up. No, get them up. Keep them up. Also, so we just talked about the king of Denmark and how he was dead. So how is it possible, do you think, that we have
He's a ghost.
another king of Denmark? This
a
one that I'm going to
ghost.
read is not a ghost.
Queen was like, I ain't
He
marrying.
had kids.
I
He had
ain't.
kids with a random guy.
Okay, we'll just wait and see what happens.
80%.
Queen's like, I ain't living alone. You
80?
get over here and
Wow.
Like it's 40%.
I don't know. I just made that up.
10. It's 5.
No, it is not 10 or 5.
All right, ready?
I'm like 40, 30.
I'm recording already, so all this business that's like not important is embarrassing for our class, so stop it. All right, ready? King, follow along on page 35. Though the death of Hamlet, our dear brother-in-law, is still a memory fresh in our minds. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this king is the brother of the the dead king. Okay, so king,
Ew.
king 1, king 2, brothers. All right,
Brother.
that's not a question. I'm just telling you that. Do I need to draw that for you?
So she
No.
married
Mm-hmm.
2 brothers.
That would be if I were Queen Gertrude
If they
and
were
my
brothers,
husband
you
was
could have
Mr.
couple
Bloss and he died, who would I marry?
His brother.
brother.
Who is
Matt.
Matt. That's right.
Mr. Bloss has a brother.
He sure does. And 2 sisters. Okay, so back into it. Even though he says brother-in-law, he's talking like for his queen. Okay. Though the death of dear Hamlet, our dear brother-in-law, is still a memory fresh in our minds. We're so sad because our king died. And though we rightly mourned for him, we were sad. Hey, you two back there. Eyes in the text, not... Okay. With the entire kingdom sharing a common grief, everyone in Denmark was very sad. Nevertheless, common sense has overcome our natural feelings to the extent that we sorrow for him level-headedly. And we remember at the same time our own interests and responsibilities. So we can't be sad forever, we have to get back into life. Therefore, we have married our former sister-in-law, who is now our queen and joint ruler of our warlike country. So he's explaining to the audience right now because, we didn't do any of the background that we normally do with Shakespeare, but with Shakespeare, they didn't have these elaborate sets that we have for one act right now. They were very simple. So a lot of the explanation that you would take from just seeing pictures and things on the stage, they have to verbalize them for the audience so the audience can memorize them, which is what he's doing. He's explaining when his brother died, who did he marry?
Yeah.
His sister.
Yeah.
Yep,
Brother.
his sister, so his sister-in-law. We did so with, as it were, a downhearted sort of happiness. That's like an oxymoron to have a sad happiness, with one eye cheerful and the other eye sad. bringing joy to the funeral and sorrow to the marriage. Delight and misery were equally balanced. Nor have we disregarded your wise counsel, everyone. He's talking to like the people of Denmark. As it has been fully supportive and freely given. Thank you for everything. Oh, next, something you already know. Young Fortinbras. Who's young Fortinbras?
Hammy.
That guy right
This
there.
one right here. Look how mad he looks. Ooh.
He's not having none of that. He's had enough.
Are you sleeping, honey? Just sleepy? Yeah, I need to. Oh man, I gotta take my necklace off. It's getting stuck in here. Okay. Sad marriage, happy funeral, blah blah blah. You gave us advice. Oh yeah, Fortinbras. Young Fortinbras holding us in low esteem, so he thinks we're terrible because we took all of stuff. Makes sense. Or thinking our country is disordered and disorganized because of our dear brother's death. That makes sense. Denmark is in a weakened military sense right now, state, because their leader is dead. If our country lost its president, it would be a weak point for us.
No, what?
Yes, it would.
The vice president.
And then
Yes,
we
we
have
do.
fat men with
Right.
AKs.
Okay, never mind then. You're right. We'd be good, completely fine. In furtherance of his ambitious dreams, has not failed to pester us with messages demanding the surrender of the lands which his father lost, all quite legally, to our most valiant brother. So because our king is dead, Fortinbras has been on the phone being like, boop, 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 give me back my stuff. Your king is dead. He's the one who took it. I want my stuff back.
Nay.
Nay. As for our own response, in response to what he said,
Yeah.
and this is the reason for summoning this meeting, this is how things are right now. We have written a letter to the King of Norway. Oh, we're going to tattle. Young Fortinbras' uncle, who, powerless and bedridden, he hardly knows of his nephew's intentions to stop him from proceeding further. Because the conscripts, the regulars, and all the military forces consist entirely of his subjects. So, we here dispatch you, good Cornelius, and you, Voltimand, as the bearers of this greeting to the old King of Norway, and would give you no further personal powers to negotiate with the king beyond what is described at length in these terms. Farewell, make haste. Okay, so let's recap that really quickly because you have questions on this. So, our current king now, how did he get to be king, by the way?
He married his sister.
He married the queen, his sister-in-law, which would be like Matt marrying me if Mr. Bloss was gone. Anyway, he's like, so, I heard that young Fortinbras, who's really mad at us because we have all of his things, he's like, give me back my stuff, and having a tantrum over there in Norway. What's he probably gonna do?
Launch
Yeah,
some
he's gonna
cannons.
launch a war against. Anyway, hasn't happened yet. Do you know if that curtain is it shining on your face? Okay, so because we know young Fortinbras is having a tantrum over there and on his way to take back his stuff, we wrote a letter. And we wrote a letter to his daddy, which is not really his daddy, it's his uncle because his dad is dead. Just like in Denmark. So, our current king wrote a letter that said, Dear new King of Fortinbras, do you know what your nephew is doing? He's raising armies and he's going to come over and try and steal back all his stuff from us, and that is not nice. Do something! Just like the types of letters we might get at school. So, we wrote a letter from this guy, the king, to, not young, cranky Fortinbras, but to his uncle. And describe the state of King Fortinbras now. Is he like...
Mentally unstable.
Well,
Yes.
I guess we don't know that he's mentally unstable, but he is definitely physically unstable. He's stuck in his bed. He doesn't know what's going on in his country, so it's very possible that he's completely unaware of his little nephew getting ready to come over to Denmark.
Too bad he doesn't have a wheelchair.
Yeah, why
Maybe
does
he
he have a
does. I don't
wheelchair?
know. Those are details that Shakespeare thought we didn't need to know.
Yeah, put that
Okay,
mattress
number
on
11.
wheels.
Let's start with 11. Why
That's what I
is
know.
the new king, his name is Claudius, why does he have one eye cheerful and one eye sad?
Because
Someone died and yet-
Yeah, he's got a
Now
new
he's
happy
being
thing in
so-
his life of marriage, but also he's still dealing with this sad thing, his brother dying. So, happy and sad things. Write that down, number 11. Yes, spoiler alert? Yes.
Sad things going on.
Number 11b.
Going into bed.
What does Claudius say young Fortinbras is up to?
Going to Denmark.
Yeah, he's coming here trying to get our stuff. He's going to wage war on us. And 12, our little servants, Cornelius and Voltimand, which when we read it just says Cornvolt, and they're together. What are they going to do?
Rat him
What
out.
they're gonna rat him out. They're gonna take this letter that he wrote because we don't have the, FedEx or the post, and they're going to take it over on the boat.
On 11B, there's 2 questions.
Oh,
Yeah.
remember everything now.
Oh, his uncle doesn't know what he's up to. It's the same thing. 12. They're gonna take this letter to him so that he can be aware of what his delinquent nephew is trying to do. Which I don't know that it's necessarily bad to try and get your stuff back. Technically, it is because I guess that
It's your stuff.
he lost it fair and square. But it is yours. I know. Yeah. Well, maybe we shouldn't have such dumb rules that you lose your stuff if you get conquered. Maybe, I don't know. But I think that's how it works. So, tough call. Okay. Our next question is 13. All right, back into the text. We are on page 37 with Cornelius and Voltman, Cornvolt. And you, my little minions, you're reading both. Farewell and make haste.
I'm corn.
It's the same thing.
Can I do my turn now?
Are you Laertes?
Thief.
You're who?
I thought it was a thief.
He's a queen.
Thief. I don't know if there's a C. Yeah, I know.
He's the queen.
So Cornelius and
Laertes.
Voltman, they're like, sure, we'll perform our duty. You got it, man. Oh, we don't doubt it. Farewell, bye, guys, bye. Okay, now we're going to talk to Laertes, who is Polonius' son, which means nothing to you other than once upon a time in the court of Denmark, there was a happy family right here. Dad, Polonius, with his weird hat that you'll see in the Gibson movie. Ophelia, who we've seen before in, what movie did we watch? Nope. Never mind, not in your class. Who is, what's her name? She was married to Tim Burton. Here, who's this lady? Yes, thank you. Helena Bonham Carter. She plays the teenage daughter of him, and they also have a son. And the son's name is Laertes. The son has been back for a while. This king's funeral was such a big deal that people came back from college for like months. Are you pointing at me? Do you need something? Okay, just checking.
I want to be the queen.
That would be great, but you have a page or so. You're on the next page, so get excited. Okay, and now Laertes. Are you Laertes?
Sure.
Great. You who've been standing here waiting for me to talk to you, what's your news? You mentioned some request. What is it, Laertes? You can't ask anything reasonable of the King of Denmark and waste your breath, because I'm such a nice person. What would you beg, Laertes, that I will not freely grant you without your asking? The head could not be more closely related to the heart, I sure care about you, nor the mouth more indebted to the hand than the throne of Denmark is to your father. Your dad's so great. What is it that you wish, Laertes?
I just want dinner.
What? What'd you say?
I just want dinner.
Oh, sure.
My revered lord, your leave and permission to return to France, though I willingly came to Denmark to show my loyalty at your coronation. I must now confess that my duty done, my thoughts and wishes inclined towards France again, subject to your gracious indulgence and consent.
Wow,
Give me food before I leave.
Yeah, you can have a snack before you go. What a wonderfully worded and very polite request. Laertes, you're a teenager. Actually, you're probably like in your low 20s.
Hurry it up.
And you want to go where? That's number 13. France.
Hey, number 13.
Number
Bro.
13.
Well,
Laertes is like, can I go back to France now,
What number
please?
of this are we on?
Can I just put
Page 37.
No, what number?
Cause I'm
I don't know
figuring
what
it's
do you mean what
13.
number?
Page number
Like 45?
37.
Thanks.
Okay, so if everyone has 13, he wants to go back to France.
Great.
Spoiler alert, because he's in college there, and he came for 2 reasons. Not only did he come for, as he
Yeah.
mentioned, yes, he came for the coronation, the new king rising up, but he also came for the funeral. You can just put for 13, go back to France. Who?
The king?
Yeah.
What a
Yeah.
loser.
Were you gone yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Wait, no, you came
Yeah,
back.
it was. Oh wait, no, I was here.
Were you
I
here?
thought you meant that other guy died. Who died?
The new king?
Yeah. Oh, I thought you meant he just straight up was croaked.
Original old King Hamlet dead. Dead before the story starts. That's the ghost that we've been talking about.
Sam Hamlet, different dude.
Yeah, you'll get it.
He's like, thank you for activating my car.
Right. Okay, so you're like, can I go home? Owen, Laertes, have you your father's permission? What does your dad Polonius say? Who do we have a Polonius?
Yes, me. No. Oh,
No, I think,
Cameron.
oh. You want to be Polonius, Cameron?
Yep.
Great.
Someone else can take Horatio now. I don't really know where he's.
Perfect.
So she's
Polonius,
my
is
dad.
it cool with you, Dad, if he goes? Bottom of 37.
He has my lord extracted from my prison.
Ooh, you gotta be louder because I'm recording it right here.
He
All the
has-
way across the room.
So yeah.
He has
Keep going.
my lord extracted from me my grudging.
Keep going. It's in the middle
By
of the sentence.
laborsome petition, and at last, upon his will, I sealed my hard consent. I do beseech you give him leave to go.
So she read on the left if you
Well,
were
oh, I like
confused,
the
which is
wrong
totally fine. So Polonius' dad, is dad 14 okay if he goes back to France? Yeah. He says it's grudging, so he's like, okay. All right. Well, okay, cool. Owen Laertes, enjoy yourself while you're young. Laertes, have your fling and use your talents as you think
You
best.
can stop by and grab that ham.
Pardon?
You can stop by and grab that ham.
Sure, grab that ham.
39.
Oh, Hamlet, hey you. Hamlet, but now my nephew Hamlet and my son. Ew, that sounds like redneck, weird
Hey, I
stuff.
gotta get a read.
How can you?
Thief.
You
Say
will.
queen.
Calm down. You're the queen.
What?
How can Hamlet be both someone's nephew and son?
Incest. I know how.
It's
Okay.
not really incest, but tell us about it.
His mom had a kid
Mhm.
with his,
It's the same thing as
with
this, but
his,
he's your king.
his dad and his uncle.
Nah, it's not. It's not as gross as it sounds.
That'd be cousin brothers.
Right.
Queen married Hamlet.
Yeah, it's just
I
their
know
marriage.
people that are like that.
So little boy Hamlet, the name
Shut up.
his mom and dad. Oopsies, dad died. This is Hamlet. This is mom. So then his brother's like, oh, okay, well then
I'm getting up in that, boy.
I'm getting up in that business. Yep. So now he was really his uncle cousin. He switches over here, so he's like both. So he's not really, and it's not really incest. Those
It's
two,
nasty.
sure, but it's not like genetically gross.
They want to have a
Hey, turn around. Nope, let's get going. Are you ready for your reading? It's coming up soon. Okay.
incest causes
If you're
Hamlet.
you know, like, clap your
Oh.
hands.
Are you reading Hamlet for us?
Yes. Closely
Hamlet, you're very cranky, by the way.
related in one sense, but not so in another.
Now, sit.
I'm sitting.
Why are you still under a cloud? Why are you sad?
Not so, my lord. I'm suffering from too much sun.
So you are making a joke right there through Shakespeare. You're suffering from too much sun? You mean S-O-N? Meaning like you don't want to be your son, new dad.
Bruh.
Okay.
That's how I felt.
Ready, Queen.
Okay.
Hamlet, dear. Throw off your okay. Hamlet, dear, throw off your bad mood and look upon the king with a more friendly eye. Don't go round forever
Mhm.
with downcast looks as if you were seeking for your noble father in the dust.
Yeah. Stop being sad and looking in the dirt. Your dad's not in the dirt! Ah!
You know it's normal. Everything that lives must die, passing through the stages of life to eternity.
Can you imagine having your father die? So you're super sad.
Oh,
We'll
Your
see.
uncle
We'll see
comes
how
in,
much time
I'm
it
your
is.
new papa.
He is buried, yes.
Which one wasn't buried? Or am I thinking of
Stop getting ahead of us. You're confusing us. Okay, so your dad died. That's really sad. And you are allowed to mourn as long as you want. You'll know soon how long it's been quiet. Can you imagine having your mom being like, hey, it's not that big of a deal. Everyone dies.
Yeah, get over it. You have a new dad.
That's so, right. That's so insulting and mean. Poor Hamlet. Now, this is a famous quote that we're going to go read over on the left. Would you like to read it or do you want me to?
Yeah.
All right, good Hamlet. Right there. Queen on the left so we can hear it. And if you don't have it boxed out, I want you to do so in your books. Like I have it just marked in here because this is one of the famous quotes that we need to know. Ready.
Okay.
Good Hamlet.
Yes,
Nope,
madam.
pause, Alex. Queen is going to reread that on the left in the original Elizabethan,
Okay.
original Shakespeare. And then we'll go into you.
A good Hamlet, cast thy knighted collar off,
Hmm.
and let thy eye look like a friend on Denmark. Do not forever with thy veiled lids.
Yep.
Seek for thy noble father in the dust, thou nos
Nose.
is.
Okay, that's enough. Thank you. The main part is the first few lines, which you saw in the movie. Ooh, if you're gonna laugh, you're gonna have to go away because it's just not. I mean, you're welcome to laugh, but you got to make it quick so you can still read. But that is enough. Thank you. So let's see number 15. What did the queen ask of her son Hamlet?
Get over.
Quit
Get
mourning.
over it. Quit what?
Get over it!
Morning.
Quit mourning. Yeah, write that down. Number 15. Very important. How rude of the mom. Although
Wake
she
up in the
has
afternoon instead.
pause. The mom has been able to like get out of her mourning. How did she cheer herself up from her husband dying?
Found a new husband.
Got a new one. That's right. And 14. Clayton Polonius said, "Yeah, you can go back to France. Fine with me." If King says yes, I'm on board.
Go to France.
Any other questions at this point?
Wait, so what was 14? What did Polonius say?
14. Polonius said, "Yeah, you can go back to France if you want." His dad said yes.
Stop mourning. Wake up in the afternoon instead.
All right, Hamlet. Back on the right on page 39.
Oh, yes, madam. It's normal.
Queen? If it is, how come it seems so special in your case? You missed your line.
No, what does my one?
Too bad. Follow along.
Seems, madam. It's not, it is.
Yeah.
I
I don't
don't-
seem sad. I am sad, Mom!
I don't understand your seems. It is not simple, my black mood, mother dear.
Mm-hmm.
Or my traditional morning clothes,
Yep.
or heavy signs. No, nor is it copious.
Copious.
tears.
Vocab word from yesterday. He has how many tears?
None.
Plentiful.
Plentiful. Too many tears.
Yeah.
Man, always.
Miserable looks and all the related forms, expressions, and appearances of grief.
Mm-hmm.
That is extrusively, convertedly, my true feelings.
Turn around.
These do indeed seem, because they are actions that a man can falsify, but I have something inside me that is beyond pretense. Those other things are only the frills and the formal dress of mourning.
Right. So he says, this is 15. He says, no, I don't seem mad,
Thanks.
Mom. I don't seem
don't
sad.
think
I
it's
am.
because it's the main
15.
character.
He has something in him besides pretense. Based on your writing assignment, there was a word that was repeated several times that you could have written about, and we didn't do the intro article. How do you think he's actually feeling on the inside? What does he have inside him that's gonna
Depression.
anger?
Right.
Yes, depression. He's got rage. What's that?
He's sad.
He's very sad. Yes, and he's very mad. When someone is very mad,
Murder.
yeah, sometimes they need to
he's
do
gonna kill
something about it. Thank you
Oh,
for that.
so
Good.
cute.
Yeah, good. So write down 15, rage, anger, maybe. All right. All right, King to Hamlet. It's very sweet-natured and commendable of you, Hamlet, to mourn your father in this dutiful way. You're cute. But you must know that your father lost a father, and that father in turn lost his, and the survivor. So fathers lose sons, sons lose fathers every day of the year and every year that's ever been. So calm down. And the survivor was always duty bound as a son to go into a period of deep mourning. Yep, you're right. But to persist in obstinate. What's obstinate mean? Vocab?
Persistence.
Yeah. Grieving is a stubborn, irreligious course. If you're being irreligious, that means you're being not irritating, non-religious. So somehow he says mourning your dad is like non-religious. Let's investigate. It shows a willful disrespect to heaven. Oh, apparently if you're mourning your dad, you're being rude to heaven.
You just burn his corpse in the backyard of the house. See you later, Dad.
Okay, calm down. A weakened will, an impatient mind, an ignorant and untrained intellect. You're dumb if you're not happy that your father has passed. Okay, that makes no sense to me. I'll tell you why. It's in the paragraph. Why should we, in our foolish perversity, take to heart what we know to be inevitable and the most obvious thing there is? Not remember perversity from Poe, like when you do something wrong on purpose because you just need to. Not pervert. Nope. It's an offense against heaven. Oh, you guys have heard of heaven. How is it?
Pretty cool, man.
Pretty cool, man. So if someone dies and they go to heaven, it's pretty cool. So we should want them to go there. It's a great place.
Yeah, unless there's nothing there.
Ten
Just
Commandments.
Yeah, there's some
Like the most
stipulations.
important, thou
Right.
shalt not steal.
That's
Hey,
right.
We're just
Okay.
about to die here.
get into your books. I'm in the
With
middle of
this
this paragraph
absolutely
right here.
nothing.
Owen, shut your mouth. This is
Okay.
taking a long time. It's an offense against heaven, an offense to the dead, and an offense to the natural order of things, an absurd contradiction to reason. Nature takes the death of fathers as normal, and it's consistently declared from the first father to die to the one who passed away today that this is how it must be. We beg you to bury your purposeless grief and to think of us as you would a father. And when he says us, he means him. So he's like, bury your sadness because now you got a new what?
Dad.
A new dad,
Girl.
and it's me. So let's be happy about that. That's not a very good thing to say to someone in the situation. So we can already infer that this king is what?
Narcissistic.
Very narcissistic. What else? Evil.
Evil.
Anything else? Maybe. Okay, good. Let the world take note. You. I can't read with you doing that.
Okay.
You are next in succession to the throne, so you'll be king next.
Also,
And with
he's
a
gonna
love, and with a love no less profound than that which a devoted father bears toward his son, I shall deal liberally with you. I won't punish you too much for being sad right now. Wow, thanks, Dad. And as for your intention of returning to Wittenberg University, so Hamlet also says, can I go back to school, please? Just like Laertes asked a little bit ago. That's the opposite of what we would wish. We entreat you, we beg you, to stay here, in the hospitality and comfort of our royal presence, as the highest ranking member of our court, our kinsman, and our son. So several things. Number one, sure, quietly please. Number one, Hamlet has asked to go where? That's probably a question.
College.
School.
College.
He wants to go back to college, that's right. And number 17, does the king want him to do that?
No.
No. And we'll know soon the extent of the no. But for right now, he's like, no, that's number 17. The king wants Hamlet to stay or to not go. That's what you write down for 17.
What's 16?
16. The king, in his wonderful logic, said, you know what? You should be happy that your dad died because where is he right now?
Heaven.
Heaven! Which we hear is amazing. So stop being mad that your dad's there. It's an insult to heaven. So for your answer, you could write like, heaven is great, or anyone would want to be there. I don't know. And I think that sounds like a good stopping place for the day. Any questions that you have that we didn't answer?
Question 2, Mr.
Okay.
Yes, I have a question.
11B. Young Fortinbras is like coming back to get us. Why does his uncle not know? And his Fortinbras' uncle is like bedridden and he's just like sick, so he has no idea what his teenage ridiculous son is out doing on the weekends and such.
Anthony, did you want me to keep that with mine or no? I'm just gonna put it here. Okay.
Oh my god, I'm still recording. Ah!